Welcome to a Let's Play of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, or actually a re-Let's Play of it, as this was one of my first Let's Plays on the channel itself, and you know, the starting days, all of that kinda sucked. Not that it's any better right now, but yeah, let's redo it for the quality purpose. This is an action and roleplay game with platforming elements released for the NES in 1988. And after Ganon was destroyed, Impa told Link a sleeping spell was cast on Princess Zelda. She will wake only with the power of 3 Triforce sealed in a palace in Hyrule. To break the sealed crystals must be placed in statues in 6 well-guarded palaces. Link set out on his most adventurous quest yet. 1987 Nintendo. That is the Famicom release date. For the NES, apparently it was in 1988. Yeah, so I will be replaying this, as said, due to the quality. And with my newly found skills that I developed during the Romhacks, this should be a breeze, right? Right? No, a few places, I really hope so. So, I will most likely, this is still indecision as during the recording, I will probably record the whole thing, split it into smaller pieces, and palace by palace as we go. Probably ooh, very cool. I do not need that. The mountain might be its own thing. Let's see how fast we can go through it. Maybe it will be 2 palaces per video. We will see. And now I want the shield spell. We found our first magic container, which those are for spell casting. More magic means more spells that we can cast. Not that we will be casting many, because most of them are pretty useless, but, well, maybe not most. Some of them are pretty useless. But in this town, we will get our first spell. But first, let's stop by for some healing. Please, let me help you. Come inside. And magically, our health was restored. Let's assume that was a healthy meal that Link received. This lady will offer help by letting us in and see her grandfather, I think. Doesn't really matter at this moment, as we will be getting from this old guy in Parapa Desert. Use this magic to survive. Is it a survival spell? It is a shield spell. Will we survive thanks to it? I don't know. There is a high chance that we will not. But yes, we start with attack, magic, and life as our main attributes. All of them require a certain amount of experience points that we get from killing enemies. And of course, the attack attribute is the most expensive one, while the life is the cheapest. I will try to focus on attack due to the stronger the sword is, the faster we kill stuff. The magic attribute allows us to, cast more magic, but explaining it this way doesn't really make much sense, as we find more magic containers, which basically does the same thing. I hate those bubbles. The magic attribute lowers the magic requirement, magic points required to cast a spell. So that is also a thing. So more magic and less magic required to cast. And we will not be getting that. Life container. We got our 5th life bar. The maximum are 8. And yeah, that's what we should get in. The 5-5 is what we'll get in this short time. Next ones are hidden a bit. But yeah, and the final attribute, life. This reduces the damage taken, so I'd say this is a lot more important than the magic attribute, but still a lot less important than the attack. This is the first palace that we need to conquer. our suit of armor, which is empty for now. And due to my awesome memory of awesomeness, I know. Well, I said about memory, not about skill. We need to head this way. I've played this game hundreds of times as a kid, and due to it being on the NES itself, it had its flaws, because sometimes the game card would, its memory would get corrupt, it would delete the stored save files. Sometimes it could even mess a save file. I have no idea how that is done, but imagine playing some sort of a randomizer which randomizes your stats. Basically, you could start off a new game with basically from 1st to 8th level of an attribute, and sometimes even beyond that. What it did when it was beyond? Well, you could have life 0, for example, one hit KO for you. You could start with no levels for attack, but as in strange symbols. That would mean you either deal next to no damage to enemy, or you deal insane amounts. So the flying balls, those usually take probably around 50 hits or something on level 1. With that, it would take only few hits. One hitting the bosses. And here's attack level 2. Also, it is worth mentioning that when you level up magic and life, it restores the bar completely. So there are times that I might choose life over, well, I might choose life when leveling, purely because it will be really convenient to get the health restoration. Where was I? Oh yes, the insane damage output. Yeah, the game could do such tricks. I enjoyed it playing on the NES itself. I do not need that life, thank you. Now we need to backtrack a little bit, take the lift that we skipped and go down, because we needed the extra key from here. Those guys are actually a real pain, because they will drain your experience. Not only they hit, well, they do hit for very little, but with every hit they will drain your experience by 10 points, if you have any. And the balls, they will drain your magic. I had to be hit by them because I am not at full hit points, so there's that. Not, at full mana, blah. Wars. I know some of them, and sometimes even I can use them properly. Or they do give 50 experience points, but the time needed to kill them is not worth it. Yep, there we go. 2 hits, and you can see my magic being drained. Crumbling bridge, not that I need the magic. The enemies have after every certain amount of enemy, they have a chance of dropping either magic container or a P back, the experience points. The lesser enemies, the ones that give 20 experience and less, can drop. Those are white mana thingies, yeah, the white ones, and they drop 50 points P-backs. The greater ones that are giving over 20 experience, like this guy that was worth 50, can give a full mana restore or 200 P-back. And unfortunately, this time, oh no, this time it was a full mana restore when we don't need it, and our first collectible item. That is not a mana or a life container, the candle. It will make our lives in caves a lot easier. I'm actually a little bit salty about that mana container, because either don't give anything or give me the experience. No. Oh, there's a 50. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, this might be actually a bit tricky. We made it. Good, good. Good. I should be safe. I should survive this. Yes, when we are at 1 bar or less, we will hear this sound effect constantly. it never goes away. I need a proper... Oh no, I did not mean to go out. Yes, good. I don't even want to engage. I don't want to die here. Because right on the right side here, the place that I usually leave away is a fairy, which is a full life restoration. Yay! Yeah, the beeping never goes away until you heal above 1 health bar. Die! Powering through the enemy. Come on, give me 200. They will give another P bag, another item, and I really hope this time it will be 200. Otherwise, I will be salty again. Because there's one more mechanic that I have not mentioned. Come on, give me the P bag. I need the 200. I don't want to save scum to this. God damn it. I might redo the palace for this, just so you see. This is our first boss, the horse head. He just swings his mace. You need to hit his head. Nothing too serious. Redoing this palace will actually help us with the next part of the game. Boss gives a certain amount of experience. We cannot leave this room until we pick up the key. And there's a locked door here. And a place to put the this magic stone to seal the palace. But I do not want to seal it. Because once sealed, it will. The palace will turn to stone. And there's another mechanic to it. I did say that you get experience from P-bags and from killing enemies, except the ones that drain the experience from you, because screw you. The other way to get experience is by sealing the palace. The amount of experience you are getting is, well, it depends on how much experience you require to the next level. It is not set experience. So right now I was 54 experience away from the attack level. That means I would receive 54. Same here, I would receive once again 54. 42. 42. Now I would receive only 12 experience. This is not what you want. That's why I really needed that 200. Because I could skip this one. I would skip this one. And I would go directly for the attack 4, which is 1000 points. A bit cheesy to do it this way, redo the palace. But you do what you got to do. It will help out tremendously. I could potentially get that 50 life, the life level up, then I should reach the 150 mark. But I don't know how many enemies there are here. And palace clear. And as you can see, it is now sealed in stone. We are at attack 4. So getting the next level up will be pretty much light, because we will be heading to a dangerous zone. I don't think I should head there straight away, but I will do so. And yeah, candle lights in caves. You can see basically everything. The one other mechanic that I have not mentioned are the enemies that spawn on you over the world. We can see the slimes, the bots, or however they are called, and the monsters. The humanoid shaped like. Those are the humanoids are the more dangerous encounters, while the slimes are easier. And a set encounter with always a set reward. Sometimes they are pretty obvious where you can find them, sometimes there are not. some of them are very, very well hidden. Running through the game as a kid, I really struggled at some points because, not speaking English, the game was not very child-friendly when it comes to tips. Probably the people in certain towns know what they are talking about. I had no idea. Ow! I had no idea what they meant. This is a trophy, an angel-like statue that we will need for the next town. And some enemies come back to life after you leave the screen. Thank you, game. I do not need the attack. The magic. At least not yet. Now we can head towards the second town. There is a... what's it called? You can skip the first palace if you want to do, but you need to deal with the pits in the cave that we just visited without light, which is actually pretty hard. Not that for some pros. Well, for the pros it's no problem, but for me it might be a pain. You saved the trophy. Come inside. Sometimes it doesn't take much, but we will get to that at some point. And this is our second spell. With this, you can jump very high. Which is true, because we just received a jump spell, which basically doubles our jump height. Which is required to progress in the game. This game is not very linear. You need to know where to go in order to progress properly, otherwise you just wander around and grind on monsters, which is also pretty good. Now, down to this cave, which would also be a pain if you don't have the candle. But with the power of the illumination, you can get through without any problem. Life level 3. Now I think I can grab the attack. There is some of the caves don't have much diversity in their location. Like for example, this one is the same room as the previous one, but with different enemies. Now we can see a different colored bat, which basically is a harder version, because this is a fire-breathing bat thing. And for this, we do need the jump spell. Without this, we could not get inside. Set encounter here, which is a fairy, that we do not need. But I will grab this extra life. If you walk onto a set encounter, but at the same time you will the monster will touch you. Well, the enemy on the overworld will touch you, then it will move you to the random encounter instead. But that's something I will use later on. This is the Link doll. So 1 extra life. For discontinue only. Now we could either go north to the palace, or yes, I will need this magic. Or we can go to a place called the Death Mountain. And I will choose the Death Mountain. To do that, we need to go south to the town, but we need to be able to cross the bridge. We cannot cross the bridge yet. I mean, there's a encounter right here. This is Bagu is my name. Show my note to the riverman. With this, we can proceed to the town. Also, you did notice that I went from the north, because there are a lot of set encounters in this forest. I'll just go through this one. It's a lot quicker just to go through them around the round way instead. God damn it. I need to get used to this control. I'm using the X-Bone controller, which I have not been used for a long time. Now, another painful enemies. I think they might also drain your experience, I don't remember. We will not find out now. Obvious set encounter is obvious. Yay! Come on. I think I need a 4th life for the next location. Easy encounters are still easy. Now, as with the other towns so far, we need to get the spell here. And you did see the lady coming out of the house. She will let us in once we give her a mirror, which we just found under the table. What a coincidence! That I know where to look. And coincidentally as well... Oh, you found my mirror! Follow me! Yeah, I don't want to know what was her mirror doing next door. At the neighbors. Under the table. Oh, let me grab my coffee in the meantime. Use this magic to restore your life. And the spell is life. It restores 3 bars of the life. Now, we need to leave the town going to the left side. Going to the right side, we just end up where we were before, but we need to get across. We can go actually to the magic house. The lady in white restores magic, while the lady in red restores life. Kind of makes sense. You know Bagu? Then I can help you cross. Suddenly a magic bridge appears. I remember trying to use jump spell all across this place to get to the other side. That did not work, so I tried to glitch out the save games, corrupt the save files to get some means of crossing through, but it never worked. One time I accidentally stumbled upon Bagu's house. Then I forgot where it was, and I had to probably spend another hour or 2 trying to find it. Because I did not know that, no, that was actually later on. Honestly, I did not know what they mean by Bagu. I think I connected the dots a lot later. That the guy in the woods said, "I am Bagu," or Bagu is my name, and the guy here said, "Hey, you know Bagu." No magic for me, thank you. Yes, and thanks to that, it was either after 2nd or 3rd try. Nice. I need to go to the right, I think. And one of the harder enemies here, and they do pack a punch. Yep, that was the right path. This is, by the way, the Death Mountain that I was talking about. I don't know if I said the name, but it is a real pain to cross if you don't know the exact way you need to take. Otherwise, you might just get slightly lost. The strongest enemies here are those guys. They use axes and they throw axes. Wow, pro skills. Those axes hurt. You should be using even shield spell in those encounters. Boomerangs, yep. I would really want to take that life, but I have faith in my skill to get myself to attack 5. Yay, 200 and a 50. There's also a set number of enemies that can spawn before no more can spawn, and the P bags and magic containers are also included in those numbers. I remember farming some of the enemies that can reappear, like the slimes, and having, I think that was, the number was 4. Having 50 P bags on screen at the same time. Felt good to collect all of those. Yeah, I am still looking good. I said I'm looking good. Yep, the game is way too hard. Can I heal? I cannot heal. And you did notice that I healed right before my magic would reach full. The full magic container doesn't give you as many... well, it does give you as much magic bars as you have maximum, but if you reach max, it stops counting. It stops giving them back, which basically means I would lose over the 4 bars. Well, lose is not... I would waste, rather. That's what... Those guys are the sole reason I don't think I wanted to go here straight away. But we are doing fine. No sweat with those guys. I think there's also a P bag somewhere here. Not this one, but I accept. There should be a P bag to the left. Maybe. I need shield for this room. Oh, I do. Yeah. The little crawler thing. That was not the only reason why I grabbed the shield. There's also one more here. I always found those enemies as wolves, axe-throwing wolves in short scares. That always freaked me out a little. And I could never unsee it. Oh no, there's a magic container. I mean, magic restorative. Oh well, I'll be restored for the final bit then. What I like about this game is the dungeons are not really that long. This dungeon, well, the whole Death Mountain is similar in difficulty to a whole palace, because you can get lost. Most of the enemies in those encounters are being restored every time you re-enter the location. Come on, throw. Nice. And another item, which is the hammer. One of more useful items on the overworld. It will open a shortcut or two and help us get a few items that I do require. I could probably complete the game without it. Let me see. Can you complete the game without the hammer? I'm thinking real hard now. No, you cannot complete the game without the hammer. You needed to get a quest, an item that will get you another spell, similar to the trophy. But that in very near future. And that quest item is not the only thing that you can get, because the hammer lets you destroy boulders. And some of them have hidden things underneath, like this magic container. As said, it also restores magic, similar to the brown potion. This is my most favorite grinding spot on this side of the game. Why? Because there are only 3 enemies in it, and 2 of them are 30 experience giving monsters, which means they give a 200 P bags. And they are very easy if there are no other distractions. Which means we will reach attack 5. Excellent. If this will keep up, I might get attack 6 by the end of the next palace due to the stone in the statue thing. I don't know if any other useful things in the Death Mountain. There might be other full mana restorative. I don't think there are any extra lives. There should be one nearby, but I don't recall exactly where. I might go off the path just to see if I remember it correctly. I actually never take it. Because I don't expect to game over. There might be a moment. Somewhere here-ish. Aha! This is the one that I never take. Wanted to find out if I remember correctly. And yes, as seen so far, with every different tile, get different encounters. And the crosses also are different encounters that I want to avoid for the time being. Do I want to go to the town? I do want to go to the town. Here, we will get something very, very nice. One of 2 upgrades to our sword. If I can call it that. Non-magical upgrades. Here we need to cast jump to get inside this house. Because the front doors are locked from the outside, not from the inside. And nope, this is not a magician, this is a swordsman. When you jump, press downward, stab. The most useful ability in the whole game. We will be using this throughout the whole game for most of the enemies. This is so OP. The down stab is the key to victory. The other game that I can recall that had a decent, well, let's say down stab, was the pogo jump in DuckTales. For the NES. Yeah, there's a lady here. Basically, everybody that walks out of house and is patrolling around needs something, or is a potential to get a new spell. But for this one, we don't have the key item. And yeah, off to the second palace. Should I go to the palace? No, we'll stop before the palace. So let's grab the key item first. Because there will be no point in coming back here. So, about the down stab. Dead. Has 2 hits. It can hit a lot quicker than that. If used correctly. We need to go in here. This is the place that you need down stab to progress. Well, too many. Yeah, 4 enemies on screen and no more appeared. And about those guys. Yeah. Dead. And dead. One more. Dead again. I will be going into the palace. I need this. I think I do need this. This is a bottle of medicine. Not a magic jar, but a bottle of medicine that is required to get the spell from the town that we just missed, from the old lady. The spell is not useful in the next palace, so it's not required for me to go back and get it. Too late. You could jump and downstab those skull heads. And I think I got my experience drained. No. The birds also drain your experience. Grumble. Oh, I will not be doing the next palace at all. It's okay. I don't mind getting a hit or 2. Even if I'll be 100 experience away from the next level, I will not redo the second palace. It is pretty straightforward to go to the boss, so I do not need the fairy. Those guys give only 20 experience. They are the weaker version of the ones in the Death Mountain. So they give only 50 P bags, 50 points bags. As you can see, the down stab is pretty damn useful. And as a reward for having a hammer, we get an extra life bar. Yes, extra heart container. As much as I played this Zelda, as a kid I have never ever played Zelda 1. This was the only one that I owned. And later when I finally, thanks to the great world of emulation, I played the Zelda 1 and it was good. But I don't think it was as good as this one for my taste. And here is the second palace where I will stop and continue in the next video. So for the time being, this is all. I hope you guys enjoyed it and see you soon. Take care.